great stories where he was in the shower and an idea came to him and he literally jumped right out of the shower, immediately picked up a pen and started writing down what had come to him and dried himself off, got dressed, and then said, right, what can I do to start moving this forward? Wow. And he always says, when you set a goal or you have an idea for something, you should immediately take a step right there and then, because start pushing the ball right at that moment. Start moving the momentum forward right there and then. Because if you get an idea and you write it down and you say, I'll come to it later, you'll forget, because other stuff is happening. There's so much other stuff happening. So
keep a notepad and pen in the shower.
Yeah, a lot of people keep it by their bed, right?
The bed, yeah.
A lot of people keep it by their bed.
Yeah. You're right, and that's probably the best time where the time that it happens.
When you're driving.
Yeah, Buckminster Fuller, the great guy, Bucky Fuller, one of the greatest minds that ever lived, right? I mean, he used to walk around all the time with a notepad, pen, and or you keep one by his bed, and he'd have dreams, and he'd wake up and he'd write that stuff down, what he was dreaming about, or he'd wake up in the morning with a great idea and write it down. And you hear a lot of people who are very, very smart and good thinkers, who get paid a lot of money just to sit and think on ideas, that paid by companies to come in and just contemplate the challenges that those companies are having.
Yeah.
And and then when ideas come to them, they write down these ideas and they work with that company and they help them to move forward. But coming back to what you're saying about that different levels of vibration, it's really, we are vibrating and we are constantly tapped into this unconsciousness, even though we don't realize it. And there's this collective subconscious, that is moving around all the time. There's data moving around all the time. If we put an aerial up here, we could probably connect to 27 radio stations right here, right?
Yeah.
There's just data all the time. And we've got to be very,
selective as well.
Selective about what we focus on and what we allow. Because, and a thought can come into your mind. And whose thought is it? It might not be your thought. It could just be a thought, right? It doesn't have to be your thought, but that every thought carries a certain amount of energy with it, right? As a certain amount of vibration. And when you start thinking about that thought and giving it more energy, then what will happen is, and you can map this in the brain, you can see how a thought will jump from synapse to synapse, or neuron to neuron in the brain, how they link up. So it's, that emits an energy, doesn't it? Emits an energy, and then, you will tend to vibrate with something else at that kind of level, at that same level or that same frequency. And you will either notice things or not notice them, or something will happen. A friend of mine the other day, he posted something on Facebook, just yesterday actually. The day before, he said someone whacked his car, and he was extremely angry. And the very first thing I thought was, I thought, what's the lesson there for him? Because there's a lesson there. Life always gives you lessons, doesn't it? You need to either learn about patience or tolerance or forgiveness or acceptance or something. And as soon as you stop resisting something, then that persistence disappears. That resistance, it disappears.
Yeah, we can all learn from something. Just changing the subject a little bit, just to sort of current sort of news. I mean, everybody's talking about the current news in the UK about Brexit and so forth. I mean, It seems to be the single topic of conversation. Where in the first week, we normally don't talk about politics in terms of our pathway to grow off. Religion we normally don't talk about, but we can learn from these things as well. So is there anything that we can sort of, what are your thoughts? Not necessarily in terms of the political situation, but about human behaviour, about
uncertainty.
General sort of.
Well, generally, as a rule, in any conversation, people say, as long as we can talk about anything, as long as we don't talk about politics, sex, or religion. Right? But nowadays on social media, the last 5 days, since last Friday, it's been a week now, 7 days, and everybody's talking about it, right? I've been scanning Facebook this last week, but I haven't really participated in many of the conversations. I've made the odd comment here and there, and I use Facebook quite a lot. It's the medium that I use the most of, really. I think I was saying to you earlier, it's when something like this happens, what it does is it opens up what's already there. So you see, it's not really the event, is it? It's how people are reacting to it. It's interesting, the emotional reactions to it. A lot of people are very angry. A lot of people are very quick now, pointing fingers and blaming people. And you've got people that were friends. Now they don't want to talk to each other. They're unfriending each other. Some of those people are close friends, even offline.